Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Muhammad Daniel Irfan bin Zainuddin. My matric number is 280928 and now I will presenting to Dr. Harry regarding my system which is I propose vacancy management system to the Wilma GBS Sdn Bhd which is my internship company. So that the overall this system will streamline the recruitment process for both HR and the job applicants which is the user. We move to the purpose. Okay, so the main purpose is I want to create to enhance the efficient recruitment process so that it will address inefficiency in the current manual recruitment process. And then I also want to approach the centralization, which is we centralize the vacancy posting, improve documentation, and automate the applicants tracking process. And then I also want to improve the productivity so that we will reduce the workload on the HR personnel and enhance their transparency for the applicants. Okay, why I propose this system? Because due to the several problems that occur. So the first problem is regarding the manual process. So this Wilma GBS, they still doing the manual process, which is rely more on the email-based application, so that the user need to apply through the email and so on, so that it will lead to the misapplication, inconsistent documentation, and communication delay. And then it also happened to me as the internship when we want to apply the job, right? So we need to submit twice because the HR said the our application is missed, so we need to submit all the document again for the second time, so that it show the inconsistency or the problem that happened by using the manual process. And then lack of visibility, so difficulty to tracking candidate progress and communicating with the applicants in the timely manner. And then the third problem is they rely on the external job portal, so that they are most using the email based application and also rely on the external job, which is JobStreet, so that they don't have their own internal job portal. So that's why I propose this system. So the benefit this system towards the organization is, first, it will improve the efficiency. So by having this system, it will improve the documentation by having a proper storage document of the application. As I mentioned, they rely on email, maybe due to a large volume of email that HR receive every day, so that by having this their own system to store the document such as the resume, cover letter, and the personal information from the candidate, so they can store in this system. And then the organization also can enhance the candidate experience, so that the candidate also can have the real-time tracking, so that they can know the status, whether they are success or they have been rejected for that application or the vacancy. And then the benefit is reduce the workload, so that the HR no need to filter the email, and okay, just can rely on this system, so that will easy their task for every day, and then they can reduce the time so that they can focus on their other jobs. Lastly, despite of all the benefit will receive by the company, it also will have the weaknesses. Okay, so the first is regarding the user adoption. So of course, when they have a long time have been used the manual, so when they want to implement this new system, it will take a longer time, or it will take a time for the HR personnel to transition from the manual to the system. Okay, and then we also will have the technical limitation, because the existing infrastructure that may need to upgrade for scalability or the integration with the other system. And then the security limitation, of course, to get the security, it will involve cost and then expertise, so that this system will lack a proper encryption for data store or transmitted. So the sensitivity information regarding the candidates exposed to the network transmission. So I will show to doctor regarding functionality regarding my system. Okay, so now is the main page, so that when the applicants enter the website or the system, so will appear this main page. and then so it will show the three component or the three different type of job that offered by the company. So the first is we will have the Wilma carrier, and then we will have the internal carrier. It means that only for employee or the internal staff can access into the internal job. So it means that the company will prioritize the job to the employee first, so that maybe they want to change department from to other department, so that after they open to the internal, and then they will open to the external applicants. And then we also will have the internship application here. So let's say if they want to, they are the external user, so they also have the they want to looking the job in the Wilma, so that when they want click the view job, okay, so they will show all the vacancy that have in the Wilma, so that in this we'll have uh, the job title, which is the example is transfer pricing analyst, and then we'll have which is department, because the Wilma will have several department such as Europe, Africa, ANZ, and so on. Later I will show to doctor, and we will have the job description regarding the vacancy. Let's say the transfer pricing, what they need to do, what the qualification, so that the HR can insert in this. Also have the example is, let's say I give the financial accountant one regarding the general ledger from department APAC, and then the job description, what they need to do as the general ledger. Okay, so same goes to the internal. So for internal, only if they want to apply, they only applicable to the staff. So, and then also same goes like to the internship. Also we'll have the position for internship. So whenever they want to apply this position, okay, they need to, let's say they need to register first. Okay, so they will, when they click the button, we will bring to this page, and then if let's say they are the first time user, so they need to register first. Okay, so when they want to register, first is need to fill up their full name, okay, and then the username, the password, the email, okay, and then they need to choose the role, whether the employee and the external. So that from here, if they choose the employee, they will insert the working email. Let's say have the @wilma.com, so that for the employee, they need to get the approval from the HR first. Let's say I put here is the password, I remain, and then maybe they will insert their Wilma email, so that maybe at wilma.com, and then they will need to choose the role is as the employee. So when they click register, it will appear that they need to get the approval from the HR first. So the HR will have the authorization to approve or reject, so that the HR need to confirm that this stuff is from the Wilma. If let's say they choose the external user, if they choose the external user, they will directly register and will have the access into the login into the Wilma career, and also for internship. That's all from the part for the login, or for the part of register. So now we will move to part of the HR dashboard first. Okay, the HR admin will have their own unique username, so they no need to register and so on. So let's say I have insert the unique username for HR is HR admin, and then when they are click login, so that it will appear the Wilma GBS dashboard for HR. Okay, so here will appear the 4 subcontainer, which is will have the total vacancy, the pending registration, and the applicant in progress, and also field position. Okay, let's we move to the first function that can HR use is they can post a new job. Okay, let's say the HR have they want to looking for the new vacancy, so they can select the job title. Let's say this is the position that have in the Wilma, which is financial accountant one for account payable, account receivable, general ledger, MDM, and also transfer pricing analyst. So let's say if the HR click account payable, it will auto generate the job description, but the HR still can manage to edit and They say they want to have the amendment, want to add the qualification and so on, so they can do so. And then let's say account receivable, it will change the job description according to the position itself. And then for the department, it will have the several department, which is the Africa, Europe, APAC, ANZ, and GF. This is the real department, have the at the Wilma. And then vacancy type. So the HR also can choose whether it the open vacancy, which is to the external user. Is it the internal vacancy, which is for the internal application only? And then is it for the internship? Okay. And then if the HR can also view the all the vacancy that have been posted, which is it will separate with the internal at the top and then the external job, so that the HR can manage to edit. Let's say you want to change the job description and so on, and then HR also can delete if let's say the position has been filled or have the candidate. Okay, for the internal the so here HR also can have the status, can see the status. And then for the external, the status means that is it the open to the outside or is it internal. And then the HR also can how many applicants for that particular position. Example, for transfer pricing, the applicant is 1. So yeah. And then the first main function for HR, and then the second is to manage user, I mentioned before. So here is the HR need to confirm whether the registration from the staff, is it the staff is really from the Wilma. This is the I just registered, which is irdina@wilma.com. So HR need to approve. Let's say have HR confirm that the staff is from Wilma, so HR can click approve. So after HR click approve, so that the staff will have the login access into this system. For the third part is the HR can view the applicant. So it means this is the example. Let's say they have, I already have create the example. So it means that this is from the internal, which is the staff named Muhammad. So he apply from the for the position MDM, and then the current position is APAC. So maybe this position is from different staff from APAC. They want to, let's say, join the African department. So yeah, it will show the current department. The approval mean that it will show the approval from the current manager, which is I will explain in when I show the user side. Okay, here is the action, so that the HR can have the action to hold, to proceed, to fill. Fill means that the position has been filled, or to reject the candidate. Okay, so this is example. Also same goes for the external. So the external will show the resume, the status, and then the action. Let's say the HR want to hold the resume from the Daniel first, and then they can have click the hold. So mean the status will change to the hold. So same goes like it will directly show the status into the user sites. And then let's say they want to proceed, so the HR can click the proceed, so that it will show that the candidate are success, so that the candidate will need to further action, and then also can have the reject. So here is the resume, show that the resume have been uploaded by the applicant. So this is example. I click the HR, click the download resume, it will appear resume here, and the HR can view the resume. Okay, so after that the HR will proceed whether want to proceed, to reject, or yeah. And then this data is for, let's say is the HR want to proceed with the applicant. The applicant will submit all the related document as I mentioned before, so that here when the HR click document submitted, it means that this document has been submitted by the applicants, Dania. Okay, it will store here all the document. So this document is basically same what the document that I need to send, that I mentioned that need to send to the HR, which is the copy of education, SPM, and a copy of IC, university letter, internship letter, latest transcript, and the complete application form. So here is where the document is stored according to the applicants. Like this example is this document is related to Dania, so that it will have the proper documentation. Okay. So same goes like this. So the HR just click download and then can view all the document. Okay, go to this fill position means that how many positions have been filled. It means that have been filled by the candidates. And then the last function is the HR can generate the report. So when the HR click generate report, it will show here is the graph is real time, so that if they have a new user, it will change accordingly to the current data. So it will have the total vacancy versus filled vacancy, and then how many user. So now we will have the 10 user, and then the user according to each applicant. So it means that for financial accounting one generalizer, we will have one application, and then for MDM will two, and yeah, this chart will change according to the real-time data. And then the HR can also view the most frequently posted. So it means that which the HR can have either which position they are currently uh, have the vacancy, so that they can do, maybe it will influence in terms of their making decision. Okay, so that's all from the HR side. Okay, now we have done with the HR part. Okay, now we move to the user part, which is the external user. Same goes for the internal user. So as I mentioned, we need to register here, and then is the example. Okay, I just log in the example have. Okay, this is for the external user. So it means that the external user will have info regarding the open vacancy and also for the internship opportunity, so that when the user log into the system, so they can have to access to edit the profile. Let's say want to change the password, and also want to change the email, the username, and so on. And then they can view the application. So it means that they can see this information, the status regarding the application. So that, for example, is the external, they want to apply into the uh, internship opportunity. So it will have the title for internship, which is the position for AP, and then for Africa. So when they click apply, so okay, this show the department, and then for the job description that need to fit with the candidate. Okay, so they need to upload the resume. So let's say I just simply randomly upload. Okay, and then submit the application. So it will show the application here. The status is submitted. Let's say the HR is change the status from the proceed, so that when they, if let's say here is the example. Okay, so here from the HR side, when they view, this is the latest application. So of course the HR need to download resume first, and then after HR make a decision whether want to proceed or not. So let's say the HR want to proceed with this candidate. So when HR click the proceed, okay, the status will show the proceed. So okay, so let's say here is the example. For example, let's say the application is success, so that this is example for account payable, so that the applicant or the user need to submit the several document. Let's say they accept the offer, so that here is the part for the HR, for the user to submit all the related document, such as the copy, as I mentioned before, it will store at the HR site. So the copy of IC, university internship letter, latest transit, and so on. So they can simply, okay, by submit document, okay, Okay, so it means that document have been submitted. For example, is the account payable position, so that when we insert into the for the account payable, okay, here is the document have been submitted by the user, which is for the account payable position. So here is document have been submitted, so that yeah, HR can view all the document, can simply store in this system. That's all for the external dashboard. And if we go to the internal, it's not too much different with the internal. The difference is only for the internal, they only can have view the internal vacancy. So it will give the priority to the internal towards the internal job that having in the company. Okay, so that if they are click to apply, okay, so for the internal job, they are no need to submit the resume. Okay, they just need to select which the current department. Okay, let's say this position is for Europe, and then the user is from the APAC, so they want to move try to new department, and then they need to feel whether they have received approval from the current manager. So it means that whether they need to state whether they have informed the current manager regarding they want to change the department. Okay, so at least the HR have the notice the status. Okay, and then the submit application. Okay, they also can view the status here, which is still pending. Okay, so I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you to Dr. Harry, and thank you. Assalamualaikum.